Armagh Diocesan Centre begins a new programme for people who are widowed, divorced or separated on January 20th. The 5-week course will take place from 8 to 10 p.m. every Thursday and seeks to help people cope with their loss. The Dundalk Democrat spoke to Deputy Director Joe Purcell about the programme.
We run a number of programs here covering pastoral programs, spiritual programs, and programs for the community. I suppose the principal program that we would like to talk about at the moment, and one that is commencing on January the 20th, Thursday, January the 20th, is the Beginning Experience Coping Program. That's one that runs for 5 weeks, and it is a program particularly designed to give strength and support to people who have experienced a marriage breakdown, a divorce, or the death of a spouse. There are many issues involved for people who are separated, divorced, or who are suddenly widowed to deal with that previously they haven't had to deal with. The Beginning Experience Coping Program takes on board all of these issues and one by one works through them through support, through giving people an opportunity to discuss and to eventually provide them with a means by which they can cope with all of these issues. We've certainly had quite a number of applications already. Mind you, we've only really seriously started to advertise it since we've resumed after Christmas, but already the interest is there. The thing about it is it's a program, the knowledge of which spreads by word of mouth, and so people who have done it before will recommend it to others in the same circumstances, and so we tend to have a number of people lined up for each program that we offer. Now, we would offer this program 3 or 4 times during the course of the year, and the interest is always very high. And I have to say that we find that people will do it on more than one occasion, thus providing the support for new people who will be doing it for the first time. We try and target those areas of need which are not necessarily addressed by other agencies. And so we spend a lot of time with people in a situation where they're separated or divorced or widowed. We spend a lot of time through the Rainbows program with children who have experienced some dramatic event in their life, which is usually associated with, again, with a separation or a divorce, or with the death of someone close to them, perhaps a parent, perhaps a grandparent, perhaps a sibling. The program is available for children from the age of 6 up to 18, and the program is specific to age. And what it does is help these children in a structured way to express what they're feeling, assists them to deal with their feelings, to realise that they're not alone, and also to understand that the pain will eventually subside. The other aspect of our pastoral work is really working with the bereaved, people who are in a position to deal with the grief as a result of the death of a loved one. Now, it may take some years for people to be in that position, but when they are in that position, when they're ready to deal with the grief that they recognise that they're carrying, well, then we have a number of services available. The first service available is a walk-in service every Thursday morning between 10:30 and 12:30, where trained bereavement facilitators are available to see people on a one-to-one basis and to talk with them. Now, sometimes one conversation is sufficient. On other occasions, we realise, or they realise, that they may need some ongoing therapy. Where that is the case, we have professional therapists available to take them on board. We also schedule during the course of the year bereavement groups for people who feel that they may benefit from a support group. And then once a year, usually during the month of November, we provide a series of talks on bereavement, grief, and on dealing with those issues. So they would be the three major pastoral activities that we would concentrate our efforts on here at the Pastoral Centre. I think on all fronts we are keen to develop. Even our existing programs really don't stand still. They're always developing, being updated. We're constantly on the lookout to accommodate new programs. We have, for instance, a number of people offering personal development courses here, meditation courses. We just before Christmas finished a 14 weeks program which was designed to assist families whose teenage children are somehow marginalised. They're either in trouble with the law, or they're on drugs. And this was a wonderfully uplifting program called Strengthening Families. That was the first such program that was run in this part of the country. And so it's those sorts of new frontiers, pushing the boundaries to the extent that we can on every level, where those sorts of issues and problems are really not being addressed anywhere else. The easiest way to get in touch with the centre, we're in a building called the Magnet, which is fairly well known throughout the town, so we're easy to find. So they'd be most welcome to drop in, and we'd be happy to spend time with them explaining in more detail just what the program entails. On the other hand, they can phone us on 042 933 6393, and we'd be happy to give them more details, or indeed send them an application form for the program beginning on the January the 20th.